The potential impact of a strike on the Canadian economy and global trade, as B.C. Ports handle about $350 billion worth of goods annually and are recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic and natural disasters. A strike by more than 7,000 terminal cargo movers in B.C. could have dire consequences for not only the Canadian economy, but globally as well. These workers, who are members of the International Longshore and Warehouse Union Canada, load and unload cargo at port terminals in cities such as Vancouver and Prince Rupert. They handle everything from automobiles and coal to grain and containers. They have been working to negotiate a new contract with their employer, the B.C. Maritime Employers Association, since February. Their collective agreement expired at the end of March. The union authorized a strike vote to take place on June 9 and 10, after failing to reach a deal through federally mandated conciliation. A strike could disrupt the flow of goods through BC's ports, which are in a state of recovery after the COVID-19 pandemic and back-to-back natural disasters. According to the Greater Vancouver Board of Trade, BC's ports handled roughly 16% of Canada's total traded goods worth $180 billion, and the Employers Association said its members contribute $2.7 billion to Canada's GDP. A strike could also affect global shipping, as BC's ports are a vital gateway for international trade, especially with Asia. A global trade analyst said the timing of a possible strike coincides with ongoing labor strife at West Coast ports in the United States, which have disrupted terminal operations in places such as Oakland and Long Beach, both in California. He said a combination of disruptions at B.C. and U.S. ports would seriously damage the West Coast's role in global shipping, and exporters would look to ports on the East Coast and the Gulf of Mexico as more reliable options. Some business people are urging both sides in this dispute to come together and find a solution, so they don't end up in a situation where they see further inflation and cost pressures that will impact everyone. The two sides are currently in a cooling-off period until June 21, after which they can exercise their right to labor action. The earliest possible strike date is June. The alternatives and solutions for avoiding or resolving a strike, such as reaching a fair and balanced deal between the union and the B.C. Maritime Employers Association, or shifting cargo flows to other ports in North America. A strike by more than 7,000 terminal cargo movers in B.C. ports could have a devastating impact on the Canadian and global economy. These workers handle about $350 billion worth of goods every year, including essential items such as food, medicine, and fuel. A disruption in their work could cause delays, shortages, and inflation for consumers and businesses across the country and beyond. One possible solution to avoid or resolve a strike is to reach a fair and balanced deal between the union and the B.C. Maritime Employers Association, BCMEA, which represents 49 private sector waterfront employers. The two sides have been negotiating a new collective agreement since February, but have not been able to reach an agreement on key issues such as wages, benefits, and working conditions. The union has authorized a strike vote that will take place on June 9 and 10, while the BCMEA says it aims to ensure proper compensation and the competitiveness of BC's ports. Both parties are currently in a cooling-off period until June 21, after which they could exercise their right to labor action. Another possible solution to avoid or resolve a strike is to shift cargo flows to other ports in North America, such as Seattle, Tacoma, or Los Angeles. However, this option may not be feasible or effective for several reasons. First, it would require additional transportation costs and time for shippers and carriers to reroute their cargo. Second, it would create congestion and capacity issues at other ports, which are already struggling with their own challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic and natural disasters. Third, it would reduce the competitiveness and attractiveness of BC's ports as a gateway for international trade. Therefore, the best solution to avoid or resolve a strike is to reach a fair and balanced deal between the union and the BCMEA as soon as possible. This would ensure the continuity of operations at BC's ports, which are vital for the Canadian and global economy. It would also respect the rights and interests of both workers and employers, who play a crucial role in facilitating trade and commerce in B.C. and beyond.